Irene Scowcroft, who's 64, is still recovering from the shock of being dragged from her bed in the middle of the night by a burglar.
I tried to get out of bed, but he came to the bedside and pushed me back and grabbed my head and pushed me into the wall. It was quite frightening. He said again, "I want your purse, I want your money."
Irene, whose death, was alone at home when it happened. Sadly, she isn't the only victim. There's an average of 68 burglaries every day in Greater Manchester. Figures released by the police show that in the last 3 months of last year, the number of homes burgled went up by 751 on the same period the year before. So with burglaries on the rise, what can you do to avoid becoming a victim?
Think about how a burglar would get into your home. Is your door secured? Do you actually lock it at night? Do you lock your windows when you're out, particularly with the weather getting better? And don't leave valuables out on view, because that will just attract people. If you've got a garden, look how overgrown it is. If you've got security lights in front and back. So actually make that whole choice of breaking into your home a whole lot more difficult for that individual, and you'll put them off.
But it's not all bad news. Between October and December 2008, overall crime was down compared with the same period the year before. In those 3 months, there were 5,000 fewer victims of crime. That's a drop of more than 6.5%. The number of robberies fell by 114. Vehicle crime also fell, with 1,193 fewer incidents. There was also a drop in violent offences against the person. In those 3 months, that number fell by more than 1,500. But cutting crime is only half the task. Making people feel safe is just as important.
We're reinvesting a lot of effort at the moment to make sure that our local policing, our neighbourhood policing teams, understand local priorities, that have a visible approach to policing, and that local people actually know who the local police officer is, community support officer, and how to get in touch with them and tell us what's wrong.
Ben Bland, Channel M News.